Welcome back, guys, to another live stream, Game Dev. My name's Mike, aka Decimal Punked, and this evening we are in Unity, and the version we're using is 2022.3.26 F1. For those that were present yesterday in the live stream, I put a ton of work in, and I've basically got the majority of panel B finished. I've got the collection log fully functioning. Statistics will get finalized once the panel A is implemented. I've got to do the music, how to play is done, and the settings. So I'm going to show you what we've got so far. So you click down here, you've got a chance to catch a fish. Orange Jesus is very kind. The collection log is here. You can click on the fish, and as you can see, we get transitioned between the information displayed on the journal. And there's a super rare fish that is caught. There's so many fish. There's a super rare fish. That's a 1% chance. So you basically just keep clicking through. You got your statistics over here. Shows you the total clicks, total XP that you've earned. Fish you've caught, and like I say, these empty sections, I just think I might actually make that section bold. I'm going to quickly change that. I'm going to make that text bold. There we go. Okay, so we need to sort out the there we go. Five minutes in already. Where does the time go? That looks a lot better having them bold. Now you may be wondering why these bars are so long. If players played for a long time, these numbers would get very big. That's the reason why they're so long, and the reason why they've not been shortened in other sections is to keep the consistency of the layout. I just don't think it would look that good if you had shorter blocks here, longer ones here. It's just, things look nice on the eyes when they're symmetrical. There's Goldie! We got Goldie! How did we get Goldie so early on? We've caught 2! Jesus. That is lucky. I may reduce the drop rate. I may reduce the drop rate because it's a lot of fish. Okay. I'm actually getting a bit of RSI from all the clicking. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, I've got my other project up here. I'm going to move this to my other monitor because what I want to do is I want to set up the sound. So to do that, I need to create a sound effects manager. Okay, so we're going to need 2. Okay. So I'm going to call this music manager. And this is going to need an audio source component. Yeah, play on awake. Where did I have? Okay. Right, so we've got the audio source, and then we need to have a script machine. We're going to call this music manager. Right, so audio. Right, I need to create an audio mixer. Okay. Okay, so I was going to go for that one. I'm not going to need fire. I'm going to need those. Can't even hear that. I don't feel like this is... Like, that's a stream. You wouldn't have that noise by a lake. There isn't really any noise at all when you're at a lake. There just isn't. So I'm not going to have stream music. So that's the nature one. That's not relevant. I like this one. You can imagine that paired with the bird song. It's not constant. That's really nice. That is really nice, that one. This one's nice. Just feels a bit too slow. That's way too full on for this game. That is too full on as well. What's this one? This one's quite nice. That's really nice, this one. I really like this one. I think that's my favourite. I'm not a fan of that first one. Let's check this one again. So the original, I was going to go for that one. That one is definitely the one for me. So bird song. That's the sound. And then casual game sounds. I think one of these had a jingle. I quite like that one for maybe buying the upgrades, maybe. Let me make a note. I might have that one for purchasing in the shop. So 45 might be good for catching a fish. Or is it too much? That's just too much. I like that one for collecting a fish. It's simple. Right, so 21 for purchasing in the shop. 28 for catching a fish. What was the other one? 45? It's just it's too full on, that one. Right, so that's my keys of the world, music, ambience. I don't think I'm going to need any of that. I'm not going to need cloves. I think it might have been this one. It's too loud. So it's between these two. They kind of sound very similar. Then we'll go for that one. So that's our fish sound effect. And then we need, so we've got the purchase sound effect, which is that one. So the player clicks and then they get that pop. So now we just need a sound for when the player clicks through the buttons. Come on, give me something good. That's subtle enough. I quite like Abstract 1. It's just very quiet. I'm going to go for Abstract 2. I have made my decision. So that's for the UI click. That's for the fish catch. That one's for buying. Okay, so we have gone through all of the audio asset packs. Decided on what I want to use. Okay. Right. So we have music. I might actually put these into so I know. So that is going in there and that is going in there. These ones are the sound effects. So I'm just going to put those in there, and then we're going to create an audio mixer, and we're going to call this just audio mixer basically. And then, okay. Right, we need to add 2 groups. So we're going to have music, and then we're going to have SFX. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I remember. Okay, got ya. Right. So we have the music here. Yeah, so the max volume is 20. Okay, so welcome to the stream. What we need to do, we need to expose. So what we do is we right mouse click, expose volume of music to script. And then we want to go on here and rename that to music volume. One second, guys. I'm already with Sky, mate. I'm all good. That's right. You get full 500 of them? Yeah, I've got the full package. Thank you for your time, though. Is it right to leave something for the future? No, I'm okay. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Have a nice evening, mate. Take care. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Right. So we've exposed the music volume. I'm just checking this matches up with the other one. So we've got music volume, and then we basically do the same. So for sound effects, we click on here, expose volume. Okay, so the reason why we're doing this is so that we can have access to this within the visual scripting. so that's the mixer set up. So we've got the music group and the SFX group. Okay, so now what we can do on our music manager, we can say to it the mixer group for music manager is music. Okay, so that means whatever the volume of the music group in here is set to is what will affect the volume of the music for any component being played through the audio source of the music manager. And if I go on here, so I haven't got anything in here at the moment. Actually, we could actually put something in there. Let me just... sorry, I'm in my other projects. I just need to locate where I have the music being played from. Won't take me a minute, guys. Bear with me. Okay. Alright, so music manager. Let's just get this set up. So at the moment, we've created the audio mixer. The reason we've created that is because we're going to do the settings tonight, and on there we're going to have the options for the music and the volume, the sound effects to be adjusted. So that's why we set that up. So the music manager by default, the audio source doesn't have a clip. I don't want to give it a clip. It's going to play on awake. I don't want it to... oh, actually, I could do. So this was the song to play. So we play on awake and we loop. And then second to that, we want to play the ambience. The ambience. So audio source. I could have an ambience option, couldn't I? Oh, I could do that. Let me just hold on. I need to have a look. I've got a document. 1 second. I just need to check my design. Okay, in the design, there's not really enough room for that. What? Hold on, what's going on here? Why have I got... Whoa, what's going on in the music manager? Why have I lost my... Where's my little, How have I lost? Oh, there it is. Jesus. Right, so at the moment, the music manager is going to play that. Let's see how it sounds. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. I definitely need to lower the drop rate of these because it's ridiculous. It's 25% chance to catch a fish. And I get so many. Okay, so I'm curious. By default, we're going to be playing that. Actually, why don't I just add another audio source with the other thing playing? Instead of trying to do it through the code. I think it was that one. So this is the music, and sorry, it's like the bird song. So if that's too loud, I can adjust the volume. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, dude! Oh, wow. I don't want to add a click noise for when the player clicks because that's going to be too much. You can imagine it would get really annoying after a while. Like, it might sound good to begin with, but then it would get on your nerves. Right, so we need to sorry. We need to loop the bird song. I'm going to set the volume to 0.5 and see how that sounds. You don't want it to be too annoying. Right, I'm going to drop that down to 0.25. Oh. That's much better. That's so much better. They're not as loud. It's quiet enough to not be annoying. I'm really happy with that. I really like that I've been able to. I was going to do it in code, but just having two separate audio components, one for the kind of ambience. I don't want to add an option for the ambience to be. I mean, we could do, but the design plan I've got doesn't factor that in. It's kind of got the music and the sound effects. So yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to include ambience. I mean, I could, but everything fits onto this panel you can see at the bottom, not the very bottom one, the bar just above that. And I've designed it perfectly, so I want to keep it that way. Right, so that is the ambience being done. So what I'm going to do, I don't know why I bothered creating a script machine for that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my Visual Scripts, and I'm going to rename that SFX Manager, because the music, we don't need... I mean, I know we've got the game object called Music Manager, but we don't need a script graph for it, because we don't. Actually, let me just check my other project. No. So the script graph, all that does, we'll have one for the sound effects, because there's basically a load of custom events in there that handle... In my other project, if I just show you, this is my other project where we've got all these custom events for each type of sound effects, but this game's only going to have 3, I think. One for the fish appearing, one for the fish going in the collection bag, clicking the power-ups, and clicking through the UI. So there's 4 sound effects. So we'll just go on here and we'll call this SFX Manager. Handles the SFX being played during gameplay. Save that, remove it from the remove component there. I don't know why I've got variables. There we go. Right, so now I can copy that and call this SFX Manager, and then we'll remove that component, and then we'll say none in there, and the mixer group for the sound effects is going to be the sound effects group within the audio mixer. So by default there's no audio clip. Now we're going to add the script machine, and it's going to be SFX Manager. There we go. Right, so now in here we can create custom events. So let's go through our sound effects. So we're going to create a custom event for custom event, and this one is going to be called UI button, and then we're going to play one shot, and the clip for that will be, oh god, I think it was Abstract 2, wasn't it? Abstract 2. Okay, nice and simple. Yeah. And the reason why we're doing sound effects with a game object called the Sound Effects Manager is because on the code for the fish, like if I show you the prefab. Oh. Why are they not in the prefabs? There we go. Right, if I show you the fish code, when the timers have finished, the very last point is destroy the object. Now, if I had the sound effects playing within this script component for the fish that is spawned, it won't follow through with the sound effects, and it will sometimes cut off because you're destroying the object that the sound effects associated to. So that's why it's important to have a separate game object that handles the music being played or sound effects. So we can basically trigger the custom event within here before the object destroys, so the sound effect will play through deletion of that component, that game object. So we create the custom event in the sound effects manager, and then in here we just trigger that custom event. So let me just check. I'm just checking my other projects. Yeah. So we'd need to create a variable for the sound effects manager. Okay, so going back to my other project. Right, so come off the prefab, go back to the sound effects manager. So we have the UI button being played. So that's for the UI. The water, fish, so that's going to be we'll call it catch fish, or fish. Actually, I'm going to call fish spawn. So when the fish spawns, we're going to play the magic. It's actually a water magic sound effects, but it sounds like a fish jumping out of water, so it's quite perfect in that sense. Okay, so that's those two done. So UI button, fish spawn. So UI button, fish spawn, and then this one. Oh, I did raise my volume. So that's the fish getting added. So fish collection. Which is 28. And then the last one, 21, is going to be purchasing. So 21. This is going to be called what did I call the other one? UI button. This is going to be UI upgrade. Yeah. So basically, whenever the player buys something in the shop, we will trigger that custom event. So I'm going to give these a nice little comment box. I always like cyan for UI, or I just like it. Right, so Play sound effects when a fish appears on screen. Okay. Play sound effects when a fish disappears from screen. And this one. Perfect. Nice and tidy. It's not aligned to the thing though, that's bugging me. There we go. I like it being aligned to the graph. I know it's a bit sad, but I think I've got OCD. I haven't been diagnosed, but I know I like things being straight and stuff like that. It's kind of handy because it keeps things tidy. Okay. So that's the sound effects being played. So now what we can do is we can trigger this custom event. So if I hold on. Right, UI button. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a scene variable here. And this is going to be called SFX Manager. Now the reason I'm doing it as a scene is because I don't want to have to go into every single script graph and basically say to it, well, I have to create a variable every time. So having it as a scene variable means I can access that across all script graphs. So sound effects manager game object, we're going to just get that and we're going to do that. Because when we trigger the custom event, we're going to need the reference of who owns that sound audio source. So we basically would drag this variable here and plug it into this little node on the audio source function. So let's go, we'll just do this in order. I can't do this bottom one until I've implemented the shop. But we can do the rest of this because yeah, like the fish spawn, that one gets done within the player area and then the fish collection will get done in the 5 different prefabs. So we're going to go for the UI button first. So I've got a few buttons on screen at the moment. If I just bring this down, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So button toggle B. Right, what was the UI button? I'm just going to copy that. Hope you're enjoying the stream, guys. Any questions, do feel free to ask. I'll try my best to answer them. So UI button. So if we go on this button toggle B, and when the user clicks, so the point that they click, we'll play it straight after that. So if I trigger custom event, so trigger custom event UI button, and we can get our scene variable we just made, plug that in there, plug that in there. So basically we're saying here every time they click the button, regardless of if they can toggle it or not, we're going to play that sound effects. So annoying. I hate Unity's visual script, how it doesn't align nicely. I can't stand it. Okay. So let's just test that button. So the button that hides panel B should now play sound effects. Can you hear that? Beautiful. I picked a perfect sound there. That sounds so good. Okay, so we have the sound effects for that button. And the only other buttons we have at the moment are these 5 down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's give each of those. So panel C. Music. Right, I can tick off music off of my list because I've done that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, these 5 components, so settings, info, music, and this, we're just going to add in the sound effects for those. I'm just going to quickly add in the script machine for the other ones. So let's just get that done quickly. So script machine, new, and this is going to be button underscore settings, and then settings. So if I just copy that, handles visibility of settings on panel B. So we've got the script graph on the settings. We've got info, music. Music isn't gonna. Oh, actually, no, it would have a script graph because when it's clicked, yeah, we're gonna need to change the image. So we basically maybe fade it or have it half transparent, maybe, as well as telling it to mute the music, basically. So again, new visual script for that one, and this is going to be button music. And same again, I'm just going to copy the info here. So this is button music. Copy that, put that there, and then handles music control Um, so that does that. Settings, info, music, stats, log. Okay, so we've added in a script script component for each one. So we've done the button up there. So what I can actually do is I can actually copy that and just paste that in there. So settings, and then if I copy that for the info, why did I do that as a sequence? Okay, so when we click the settings, we get that. When we click the info, we get it there as well. When we click the music, we're going to get that. And then the stats, we'll copy that bit. I'm going to the stats. And we'll just add that at the beginning. And then the log, we'll have it there as well. Perfect. So now, if I click those 5 buttons, we should also get the UI done. The UI click, sorry. So we've got panel C. I can do that as a plus. We've done that. Panel B, we've done that button there. That is such a subtle click, it's perfect. It's not too full on. I love it. Definitely need to reduce those drop rates. That's insane. So all of the buttons at the bottom are done. Panel B toggle is done. So we need to do fish icons. Stats doesn't have anything. Settings, and then settings will have a number of UI buttons to click. There's 2 sliders, 2 checkboxes, an exit and a hard reset. So as you can see, there's no buttons in here to click, nothing in there, so it is literally collection log and settings. Okay. Right, so what I now need to do is, if I just copy that code and then go onto panel B collection log, perch, it's going to be the sprite. So on pointer click, that's annoying, isn't it? Let's just move that back there. So perch UI button whenever it's clicked. Save that. Onto the trout. So that's the trout done. Onto the salmon. Salmon. Pike. So that's the pike done. And last but not least, Goldie. My beautiful Goldie. Okay. Now we test that the UI plays the click when we click the icons. It works, guys. Right, I can tick the fish icons off job. Why have I said panel B settings? That's not been done yet. So I've done the toggle, which is the toggle button for panel B. I've done the fish icons. Stats doesn't have any buttons, and information doesn't have any buttons. Right, so we've done the toggle, we've done the fish icons. We've got to do the sound effects for the settings itself. Okay, so if I go to my sound effects manager, so we've done all of that for the time being. I'm going to put in UI button. I'm just making a note of that. Right, so panel B needs the settings UI button custom event added. So that is it for the moment. Panel A is going to need the toggle doing. That's going to need the custom event added on there. As for the rest of panel A, yeah, the only buttons on there are all of the purchase buttons and the one toggle button. So I'm not going to need, yeah, I'm not going to need anything else for that one. Right, so fish spawn. This is going to get triggered within the interactive scene code, because that's the place that spawns the fish. And then as for the fish collection, that fish collection will happen within the prefab for the 5 fish species before the object's destroyed. So right, fish spawn. So what we're going to do is if we just go on here, we're going to copy this, and then we're going to go on the interactive. So basically what we could do, this handles this beast of a bit of code. Absolute beast. This handles the 5 fishes and a chance to catch the fish. So I don't need to add this custom event for every single part. I can just do it after the point of this. So if I expand this, right? Because what happens here, provided the dice roll is less than 25% or equal to 25%, then we spawn the fish. So I can literally plug this straight in here. And then if I go back to the sound effects manager, copy the fish spawn text from, I like to actually copy the text so that there's no chances of manually typing it and doing a typo. Not that I make typos, but it just makes sure that, you know, there are no errors. So I'm now going to paste that in there, move that up here, plug that into there, and then that goes into there. If I move that back a tad and just bring this back just a little bit, there we go. So now whenever we get a fish, we should get a sound effect. Here we go, guys. Oh my god. That's ridiculous how many fish I'm catching. Oh, it's really cool having that there though, because it really does bring life. I am definitely reducing those drop rates. How have we got a Goldie at 254 fish? How have we got a Goldie? 1% chance to catch, dudes. Crazy. Okay, so now we're going to add in the sound effects. Now what I can do, instead of going in this menu here, I can actually go into the prefab. So if I double click on Goldie and click the script graph, we can paste that in there. And if I go back to that, fish collection, copy that, and back to Goldie, script graph, place that there, and then all we need to do, guys, oh, hold on. I only need to do this once. There's only one graph that is the same for all the fish. It handles the animation. It handles the moving up, the wiggling, and then destroying and changing the colour. Hold on. Beautiful. Okay, let's give that a test. That happens a little bit. I want that to play sooner, so... Because after half a second... Yeah, okay, I know where to plug that in. If I do it here, I think that should be a good spot. Let's see. And if it's too early, I can plug it in here. Because that's 1.5 seconds. But there's a tiny delay on the sound effects for that. It shouldn't happen when it's completely... It should happen... Let's listen. Okay, right, so let's now plug it in to this bit instead and see if that the time of it is a bit better. Perfect. Goldie! Haha! We got Goldie! At 14 fish in! 1% chance. That is perfect. Can you hear how in sync that is with the moment the fish disappears? Oh my god, that is just so good. The feed, oh my god. It's just so fun. It's so cool. Just giving all this feedback to the player, making it, having little things like that, just a little sound effect. It just builds on like the polish, the feel, everything you get when you play a game, the feedback. Like it just gives it so much more life. Super happy with that. Super happy with that. Okay. Right. So this one here I can't do until the shop's been implemented. What do I want to do next? I guess what we could do, let's go into the music. I'm going to sort the music one out. That's going to be fairly straightforward. It's going to do two things. When the user clicks it, we're going to make it change color to kind of symbolize that it's inactive. And then at the same time, we need to turn off the music. So we'd basically target the music manager. The music manager doesn't have anything. So we target the audio source. Yeah, because basically there's two things that are going to happen. The settings menu is going to affect the volume of the music and sound effects. But then what we want to do is the music button itself. We don't want it to affect the volume. We want it to basically we want it to basically turn off the music, disable it altogether. And to do that, we would just target the audio source and set active or not. So it should be that simple. So if I go on panel C, I'm actually going to move that just there, because that should be associated to that. Okay, alright, panel C, so button music. Right, so what we're going to need here, we're going to need a couple of variables. I'm going to do these as object variables. So the first one is going to be music manager. And the reason we're making that a variable is because we want to target that and disable the the audio source. So I'm going to put that on there. Right, so that's done there. And then we're going to need a boolean, because we're going to have two states, and the state will basically determine is music off. So I'm going to say music enabled. It's going to be the boolean. And then the button for the music, I don't need to make another variable because I can access this directly because it's a component. The image is a component, so right, what am I going to do? If I just check this. Okay, I quite like that actually. So if I did that half transparency, can we do that as a 0.5? Can we do that as a decimal point? No, you can't. Okay. I know I'm not going to be able to do that as a half. So 127 is basically half. That looks good, doesn't it? It's still visible, but it shows that you've kind of disabled it. That's perfect. So 127 is the value we need to set the alpha to. So 127. Okay, so music manager, audio source component. Okay. Right, let's do this. Right, so we're going to say, is music enabled? We're going to have an if. Right, so the reason why we're having this if statement, guys, is because at the very beginning, well, whenever this is basically going to handle the opacity of the button, as well as if the music is on or not. So is music enabled? Yes, it is. So we're going to target the image. Set alpha. Was it 127 I said, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was half. 127, yeah. 127, perfect. Oh, sorry. No, that needs to go there. So if is music enabled? No, it's not. So if music is enabled, so if the user clicks, oh hold on, no, it was right. I did have it the right way. Is music enabled? Right, so when the user clicks, right here, if they click and music is enabled, then we're gonna do that because we're gonna if music is enabled and they click, we're going to turn it off. So we're saying set the opacity of it to 50% to show that it's inactive. And oh my god, so set the opacity. Right, then we need to target the audio source. So if I do audio source, oops, no. So we want to disable set active. What? Oh my god. Wow. Now, this is going to be interesting because there's two audio sources, so I don't know if that's going to disable both. It'll be interesting. I mean, theoretically, I'm hoping it should do both. We'll find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Right, so half transparency for the music button. Disable the audio source for the music manager. I'm really hoping it will do both. And then we need to set ball literal. So we say music is not enabled. And then we copy this. And then we do the reverse. That simple. That code should handle that perfectly. So we're saying when we click the music button, we get the UI feedback. And then we're checking, is the music enabled? If the music is enabled, then we're going to disable it and we're going to set the icon half transparency. We're going to disable the audio source components and we're going to say, we're going to update the variable to say the music's been turned off. So then the next time we click, it's going to go off the false branch and it's going to re-enable the music. So we're going to get the full color transparency. We're going to re-enable the audio source and we are going to say that the music's enabled. That should work. So let's give it a test. Fingers crossed. Nearly 2 hours into the stream already. Crazy. It's still got the birds playing. Oh, sorry. I need to first update that to say it's enabled because at the moment, by default, did you notice what's happening there? Pay attention. At the moment, the Boolean is off. So if I click, now the Boolean's registered as on. So to fix that, I just need to go onto the object variable and say that it is enabled by default. And then that should fix that little bug. Right, let's see. I'm not too sure how I'm going to be able to target the other component. It's obviously turning off the first one, but there's the second one. Let me just query this quickly. Mute. See, I didn't want to mute it because that's affecting the volume, and with what could potentially happen there is if I went down that route, my settings with the slider actually I could just do mute, couldn't I? You know what I could do? You know what might just be easier is if I just dupe that and called this music. If I call this ambience, and then on here, if I just remove the bird song. Ambience manager. Right, so if I drag these along, if I copy that, and just said that, it's an easy fix, isn't it? Like I say, I'm not going to give the user the option to change birdsong, remove it. I want it to stay in there. So I'm still going to keep that as the thing. Okay. Okay, so that should work now. Dude, how have I got a Goldie? What? What? 1% chance, dude. That's crazy. And that music button works. I thought I got another Goldie then. There we go. That works so perfectly. Music button done. Right, okay, we're making some really good progress here. I kind of want to leave panel A till the last because panel A is going to be full on. There's going to be different upgrades and there's going to be a lot of code associated to that section. I think I want to do the settings. Yeah, I think I want to do the settings. Oh, my sugars are low. How have we been? Hey, Ace, how you doing, dude? I can show you the game so far. Welcome to the stream. This is my idle clicker. I've got this, I've got this bottom section's pretty much wrapped up apart from the settings. I've got UI feedback for all the buttons. Got how to play, collection log, stats. You can click on the fish you've caught to get a little description here on the journal. And the drop rate is just crazy. Like, I've got it. These are the drop rates: 25%, 20, 15, and 10. And it's just crazy. Like, it seems to be very generous with the fish. And that's the rare one. Goldie. 1% chance to catch. Little fishy. That's the pike. Perch. This is where I'm at the moment. So I've got all these. This statistics is going to get finished off once I've implemented the shop. The average clicks per second I've been struggling with because I think it's fairly straightforward, really. You need to have a kind of counter for like 1 second. And then within that 1 second, you count how many clicks there are. It's kind of simple maths in my head. Yeah, it's just trying to... Yeah. So I've got the collection log fully done. Stats kind of 60%. Music button working, the how-to working. I just have to do the settings. What I'm thinking is I might get the settings done. I do need to eat though because my sugars are low. And then once the settings is done, once the settings is done, then it's just panel A. And that's going to give me these 2 days to do that because panel A's. Panel A isn't going to take... It's not going to take too long putting the panel in. What's going to take time is the maths behind it. I kind of want to let me get the settings done, because the settings is a whole new kettle of fish. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's 1 and then 2. 1 second. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need to check panel B. There we go. No, as you saw, dude, you can click anywhere. You can click anywhere on the background. When you click on the panels, you can't, like, you can minimize this panel here to get more space. You can click anywhere on the picture. You can click anywhere on the picture to get experience. Yeah? It's the case with most clickers. You can literally click anywhere on the picture and you'll get experience. Pretty straightforward. Oh, we just got a Goldie at the end there. How nice. Right, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So button log. And then stats. 1, 2, 3. And info. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so oh my god. Right, we're 2 hours into the stream. I think I might treat myself to a kebab, because I've been working my arse off making this. Let us... What are we going to do? Right, I need to get out my design document for the settings. So the settings is actually going to be kind of simple. In the sense that it's got... oh, hold on. Yeah, so basically the settings is going to have 4 different things. No, I'm not going to... There is already ripples in the water where you click. Whenever you click, you're generating a ripple at the point the fishing bubble is at. I didn't want to add random ripples to the water in different areas. Yeah, the concept of this is you click, you get experience, you spend the experience, you get more experience generated. Like I didn't want to, like the whole fish mechanic is like a bonus feature of the clicker. I'm not going to be adding in. It's a good suggestion, but I won't be doing that. I hear what you're saying. It is already random with the type of fish that you get. There's like a percentage chance per fish species. That's not how clickers work. Um, yeah, I'm not. That will affect the whole mechanic, dude. Like I've got a simple brief for this project. I have to have two loops, and I've got those. Well, the second one's going to be done. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to be following up what you're suggesting. It's a good suggestion, but I won't be implementing that. No, I don't have time to do it, and that's not how my design's been done. So that's yeah, it won't be following my design if I did what you're suggesting. Um, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the statistics and rename this as settings. And I'm actually going to move that there. I'm actually going to put these in order of how they appear on the bar. So collection log, statistics, how to play, and settings. So now if I enable the settings, right, this is where it's going to get complicated. It's not going to get complicated. But essentially, oh my god, how am I going to do this? Oh my god, how am I going to do this? Right. Let me get rid of that, 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 and that. And then we're going to move that there. Right, we're going to get rid of the fish caught. And then this needs to say hard reset. Oh. Hold on, where's that come from? Okay. Right, so this button, this is going to be a button. Oh my god. Right, okay, I see the problem. Okay, if I put that there, Uh, I can't remember why it's doing that. It's not going to be a raycast target. What music, dude? Are you on about the actual game? I don't know if you can hear that music in the background. That's my phone. It's a YouTube channel I listen to when I'm working. Can you hear that? If I don't say anything, can you hear that music in the background? Oh, that's interesting. It's it's a YouTube channel. It's called Blade Runner Radio. I listen to it all the time that I'm working, and it just calms me. I just can't explain how calming it is. It's really really calming. Um, right, what I'm trying to do here is right. We don't want that horrible black. There's a horrible black. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do. I thought there was like a toggle. Is there a toggle? Yeah, there is a toggle. That's really annoying. I want that to be. I want that to be. Hmm. You know what? We'll just stick with it. Get rid of the panel. And we'll move that across. Go 90-90. Ugh! That's good. Oh. There we go. Okay. Right. So we now need to put in our icon. Oh wait, sorry. Button. And then we go on to our images. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Is that big enough? Let's have a look. Gonna make that that's good. That's pretty much dead center as well, because I've set the position of it to be the same as the plaque. It's dead center with the plaque. Okay, right, let's sort out the hitbox for the button. Panel B, sound effects, yep. Right, okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to sort out the hitbox for... Right, we don't want the plaque to be raycast target or... all that. We only want... Yeah, we only want the button to be raycast target. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to make sure this handles the clickable area for the button. So we're just going to align it like that. And then the top. Okay, so now what that means is whenever I whenever I click within this green box, that will activate the button. And then yeah, we need to have okay. Oh, right. So that's the button done. Now this one's going to be a tiny bit tricky because you basically need to have something pop up on screen. That would be, it would kind of be like confirmation. Like, are you sure? And it'd be a warning. So yeah. Guys, I kind of need to stop to eat before I collapse. I feel like I need to stop the stream here, eat, and then come back. Because this settings, it's not going to take me too long. Like, the exit is going to go along here, and then we've got audio settings and resolution. Like, I've already done this in another project, so it really isn't going to take me long to whack that out. The exit button's really simple. The hard reset is literally just plonking up a pop-up on screen, like a confirmation saying, are you sure this will erase your progress and start a new game. So it's going to be fairly straightforward to do. I'm going to stop the stream there, have something to eat, and then I'm going to come back and finish off the settings and make a big start on the upgrades. I think it is a good point to call it. So I will literally, in the second half of today's stream, we will come back, we will finish off the settings bar. We will basically, and then what I will do is I will implement panel A. I will get everything done for that. We'll get the panel in position. We will have all of the icons, everything there. And then tomorrow we will do all of the maths, which is going to be huge. It's going to have all of the power-ups. It's going to have how it affects the amount of stuff we get from clicking. So it's basically, the game could potentially be finished tomorrow. I just need to stop to eat, but I will be back. I don't know where the time goes. 2.5 hours. And what we've done is we've implemented the music and all the sound effects. That's all set up and it works brilliantly. It really does build on the user experience. So really happy with that. So I will be back in about an hour and a half's time, guys, after I've eaten. So if you're enjoying it and you want to see more, we will wrap up the settings and then we're gonna smash out a ton of work on the tackle shop, which is where you buy the upgrades. So if you enjoyed it, tune back in about an hour and a half's time. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, do feel free to give us a follow on Twitch. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, which has all the previous game dev streams archived and available to watch. The link for my YouTube is below in the panel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. Ciao, ciao for now.